career resource center which has to be established in a school or a college. So career resource center, this is throughout the year, or not one day, 1 year like that. So career resource centers establishes maybe in the college or in the school or maybe in any place. Sometimes government also they can establish in the headquarters of some taluk headquarters, district headquarters, or any towns or cities that they can establish, because that will be serving a lot of help to the children. That gives a lot of a supplement or helping an individual for the better selection of educational programs, better selection of a profession, and also solving even personal problems, and to understand their strengths, weaknesses. For all these purposes, so establishing career resource center is very, very important. So career resource center is an activity, is a program, or it is a activity or a program which is to be established in a school, where providing a place, one room or some place, and where you can display all the materials, all the things about related to education, related to occupation, or related to any other personal information, their attitude, their motivation. They're all about emotions, emotional aspects. Like that way, they can mention all, display all those things in a career resource centers. Here, the effectiveness of the educational and occupational information services in the schools depends on a great extent on the systematic organization of organization and proper maintenance and regular use of the career resource centers. Here, see, establishing career resource center by the a school or a college, where that depends upon a great extent that systematic organization. See, when you want to get a 100% benefit, full benefit of that career research center, that should be maintained properly in the school. There should be the regular use of the career center is should be done. Then it should be every time, every day, every month or every week, that should be upgraded. New information, new things. That is how it should be upgraded. The career masters undergoing the guidance, the principal should assume full responsibility for the organization and maintenance of career resource centers. Here, so mainly the administrators or the management and also principal, with the coordination of principal. So principal has to take a full charge of the responsibility of organizing the career resource center in the school. It's very important. So career resource center is very important. That should be established in the school. If used properly, definitely that gives you a lot of benefit to the students, to the needy students. It will be helping them for selection of jobs, selection of different types of courses, and where it is available, how it is available, all the details. If you display them, they'll come, and whenever they want, they can come and visit to the resource center. They can make use of those facilities, and immediately they can, based on their interest, based on skill and ability, they can select the different types of courses or different types of occupations. So that way it is very important. Then organization of career resource centers. So how do you organize career resource centers? Here mainly organization is very, very important. When you want to establish a good career resource center or a best career resource center in the school, that is to be taken care of. Some points to be kept in mind, or some guidelines to be followed while organizing this. The resource center should be equipped with filling up cabinets, display racks, bulletin boards, tables and chairs, etc. Because that whatever the room which required, you require some of the physical facilities. That means you require all furniture, because to those furnitures which helps you to display all the materials, display racks is required. And about the bulletin boards, where you can display all their pamphlets, their recent and new occupations or new courses, like the bulletin boards required. And filling cabinets, some of the cabinets should be used where you can keep all the records, all the ledgers and other details. You can keep it. You require filing cabinets and also cupboards. All these chairs for sitting and reading, for the tables and chairs also required for the career resource center. where education and occupation information materials can be maintained and displayed and effectively used. Here, see, this is a center where you are going to display the material related to educational aspects mainly. So different types of courses, a different type of educational programs according to the stages, maybe after 10th, after PUC, after degree, or after some professional courses. What are the different types of professional courses available? Like the way all different types of educational information to be displayed in the career resource center. It's very much important because see, according to their interest, according to their skill or ability, so they can select the different courses. And about the budget, their time availability, keeping all those in mind, they can select different types of courses. For that, so you have to display all the educational informations and also occupational information. See, occupations, once they complete some courses, if they don't want to continue their education, or if they are not able to continue their education, if they wanted to go for some jobs or select some of the occupations, when they want to select some occupations, you have to display different types of occupations available, their salary, their timings of work and type of work, what they require, training, or what the skills, what the knowledge which is required by that profession, like that way. So you have to display all the information related to particular jobs, all types of jobs, government, central government, semi-government, or about the different types of firms, companies, banks, right, and the auditing, accounting, or about many, whatever the types different, even defense, right, Air Force, Navy, right, land army, like that way. So different types of occupations to be displayed in that resource center. That way, to organize these things, you have to collect information all related to these things. Then, and effectively used, and see that you have to give information. This is a career center is available here, and these are the information you can make use of. Like the way you have to give a publicity, you have to give a or distribute pamphlets to different schools or in the classrooms or wherever the students are available, where they are required, or the needy students, you can help them. That way you can display, you can, publicity is very, very important. When you give a publicity, so their requirement, whenever they want, they can come and visit your resource centers and they'll make use of the, facilities available in the career resource centers. The resource center also can be used for organizing career talks, class talks, showing films and film strips, holiday parents teacher meetings. Here, see, not only here, mainly because that is a center is meant for what? Displaying occupational, educational and related to personal aspects of things in the career resource center. That's mainly. Even apart from all these things, what you can do is you can organize some programs. So organizing programs, because you can organize holiday trip to where some different scientific places, historical places, or any cultural places. Like the way you can visit and see that also can be organized. Class talks, what are the programs, career talk, class talk, and other career exhibition, all those things can be organized through your career center, because that helps them to learn. Sometimes this career talk, because you will be meeting people face to face, talking to them, and they will give you personal experience, first-hand experience to that, but they can exchange. That way, career talks will be more useful, and class talks also more useful, and showing films, because related to a particular profession or related to particular education. So what will be the prospectus? What will be the future? What will be there? Next in future, how can we go about it? And whether my skill, my ability is suitable to that particular profession. Like the way, to understand all these things, so suitable films can be displayed, and you can show those films, and that can be organized. Film strips can be used, and also you can organize meetings, maybe the parent-teacher meetings, maybe other students-teacher meetings, or whatever the meetings can be organized. You can discuss many problems, many other any difficulties or some other aspects, new things, whatever it is come to the world, or what you can bring it to the notice of others. You can organize this type of meetings, and they can talk to them, inform them all the details. So that way, so meetings can be organized, very important, because all these programs through career resource centers can be organized. That's very important, because not only displaying the material and making use of those materials, at the same time you can organize all these type of programs. Then the career resource center should provide information of the following. They should provide some of the information. How actually this information we are going to provide? I told you already. Information on occupational opportunities available. See, what are the opportunities available of different occupations that can be displayed with all details. One side, like you can make a segregation. You can make a separate, cabinets or separate cabins, something to organize about only one occupations. Then about the education, like that way you can organize those things. So information on occupational opportunities available that should be displayed in detail. Then information on courses available. So for educational programs, one separate cabinet or separate section for that, for educational courses. What are the different courses available after completion PUC? So what are the different type of courses? Training courses, professional courses, or any general degree courses? What are the courses available? Okay, so different type of courses that should be displayed on the separate section in the educational information or the different courses. Then information on scholarships and stipends, that also very much required, because sometimes many people may not be able to afford about the paying the fees. So in case any stipends available for working in the professional courses, or sometimes through studying they get any scholarship, they get merit and all, any scholarships available to continue their education, any loans available, like the way all the details about the financial help, financial assistance, that also you can display about what are the means or the ways to get scholarships, where it is available, how it is available, how much it is available, like that way all the details about the scholarship or stipends or any financial help. That way you can display all the information in the about related to about scholarships and other stipends. Then information on occupation suitable for girls. Here sometimes what happens, see, all the jobs may not be suitable for girls. So some jobs very much suitable, like teacher job, teaching job, or some other any auditing, or about bank jobs, or whichever jobs which is suitable, very much suitable with those who are girls, comfortable for them. So that way, so those type of information also you can display on the career resource center. It's very important, because that related to boys, related to other girls, related to any other aspects. Now physically handicapped people, so any jobs are available, or any help to the physically handicapped people or specially challenged people. That way those information to be displayed. Then information on competitive examinations, information on occupations and courses for the physically challenged. Here, see, there are physically challenged children, even they can also take up some competitive exams. Or others, you can display all the competitive exams available in the state or in the country. Like the way all the details, maybe IAS, IPS, IRS, IFS, whatever the exams, what different types of competitive, KAS or any public UPSC exams or KPSC exams, what are the exams available for all types of competitive exams to be displayed, bank exams, all the exams. If you display, then they will take up, if they are interested in particular profession, they will take up that examination. If they possess that skill, that ability, and if they are interested, they can take up that job suitable for examinations. That way you can explain, you can display about all the type of examinations, and related to that examination, where to take application, then how to apply, what is the fees, when is the exam, all the details. If we get it all through that information, that will be easy for them, and they'll understand and go for taking examinations. And related to about occupational information, that occupational information also can be displayed, and courses, and all these things which is any courses or particular courses or particular type of occupations or any competitive exam which is suitable for physically handicapped people, that we must keep in mind. So because we have to bring them to the mainstream, when you want to bring them to mainstream, see this related to what they can do, what type of jobs they can, they'll be able to do it. So that type of what courses they'll be able to study. So keeping all those things in mind, you can display about all the courses, occupations and related some competitive exams for the physically handicapped children or specially challenged students. Then that way it will be more helpful for those students. Then occupations for above average, below average and about the average children based on their interest. See when you can categorize the type of examinations or maybe type of courses or maybe the occupations or different types of professions or jobs, whatever these things, that also they can classify. So there are these jobs are related to only for especially very intelligent students. So very bright students, that means above average students. And you can classify, you can segregate like that way. Then average students, the jobs which you can take up, these are the jobs available for average students. So that means it's not above average or below average, you will be an average student, you can take up these type of jobs or professions or courses that way displayed related to that. And courses or occupations which are related to any below average, some weak students can, what they can do, or below average students or sometimes dull students. So if they not be able to, their intelligence may not be up to the mark, they will be doing some work, but what jobs suitable for those people, that way you can select and segregate the jobs. You can list out the jobs which are suitable for average students, above average students and also below average students. So based on their interest, based on their ability or a skill, so they'll select the suitable courses or occupations. Then any apprenticeship and training facilities available. See, sometimes when you get into some new profession, new courses, if you join new courses, they require some bridge courses to start that course. Or if you join a new occupation, new jobs, or new type of any vocational vocations. For that, what happens? You require some sort of training, some sort of apprenticeship. So without that, immediately, suddenly you cannot do. You need some experience. So to get an experience, before that, give some sort of basic training. That means apprenticeship. That's called as apprenticeship, or sometimes training to be given. That I told you long back. Because sometimes if people wants to join call centers or BPOs or any other some software work, what they do is before going to that, they'll give a training. So about the language pronunciation of, because these people have to talk to the outside people, so outside foreigners, when they want to talk to the outsiders, so because their accent, their way of talking language is different. So for that, learning those accent are about intonation, pronunciation, so they're changing. That way they give a training. Or sometimes require some about a technical skills. Technical skills meant ICT or information communication technology. So computer training. They'll give a before joining to that. So computer training. That is now all teachers want required to take. So three important things. One is about the good communication skills. That means one should be expert in the language. When a teacher wants to become an effective teacher, he must be a good communicator. Next, he must have a good knowledge about the computer skills. So when you have a computer skills, automatically you will become an effective teacher. Next becomes one should be well versed in the content. One should be having a content knowledge. If you have these three things, you can do you can survive wherever you want. So you will be a good, efficient and effective teacher. These things to be learned as basic things. If you learn all this, automatically you can become a good teacher, effective teacher. Like that, any profession, if you want to be a success in that profession, first basic things which are expected in that profession, which are required, the skills and abilities. If you take a training or apprenticeship, undergo apprenticeship, so that requires, then you will be success in that profession. Like that way, even teachers, even bank workers, even any type of job. Before going to that, before entering that, maybe you have done education, still you require some skills, some knowledge about related to that occupation. If you train yourself before going to that, automatically you can be success and you can take interest. Then you can do a lot of things. Then you can contribute to the development of the profession. So that way it is very much required to organize. So career center, resource center, all these things if you provide them, automatically they will be happy and it will be beneficial. Whatever career research which you organize, so when you organize all these things, automatically it will be more helpful to the students. Then the resource center should have regular visits to state and national employment services. See, normally nowadays what happens, we do not have employment office. Nowadays no state will have a employment office. Earlier we were having, when we were studying, when we finished 10th standard, when we finished PUC or a degree or a B.Ed, so that time it was there, employment officer. So after completion, you have to take marks card and certificates, you have to go and register all those things in the employment office to get a job. Nowadays it's not like that. It is good old method of employment services. Now we have the media, we have the lot of service centers, many vocational service centers, many, because even all media will be even TV, radio, even all printing media, all these are, and separate media, this thing, papers will get you for that, this thing, what I can say, for the specific occupation. They publish, size all those things in the papers. So that way, here, visiting to employment office, but visit here, nowadays you can visit, you can read all the employment, newspapers, or employed, or newspapers, media, and see what you can say, and other news readings, wherever it is a job, advertisement will be there, you can see all those things. Or you can advertise your profession, this thing, in the online services, where you can publicize your these things. Those who are required, you can select, or else you send your biodata to some through online services. Many online services are available like that. So nowadays it is it's employment services not available, but it's available, all these type of services. Okay, whatever it may be, you must have a up-to-date knowledge about all these type of information. When you have all this information in the resource centers, automatically you will be helping the needy persons. So that way you required all this information in the career resource center. Right from the beginning of the year, and the career master should invite students to the career resource centers and acquaint them with his work and information available. See, at the same time, counselors, career masters should invite all different type of students who are all there in the school, in the college, or maybe outsiders, invite them, talk to them and talk about all these things. At the same time, you can make them acquaint, that means aware of all these type of jobs available, courses available. When you display, when you make them understand all this, definitely will be more useful for that students. And all these things should be available in the career resource center. Then only you can call this place as a career resource center, and it will be a more beneficial, more useful for the students. So till this, it completes about the career resource center organization and the other things, right? Purpose of organizing a guidance and counseling services, that is a subheading, right? Heading is organization of guidance and counseling services at educational institutions. Okay, fine. See here, mainly when you are organizing a guidance services in the school or a college, so what are the ingredients? Ingredients means what? What are the components? What are the points you have to keep in mind, or what are the things which are involved in that particular program? So that way you have to talk about what are all the things which are required. Only these are points you can keep in mind, saying that. So what mainly the ingredients of here, the purpose of organizing guidance services, ingredients of guidance and this thing. Okay, we have to talk about the purpose. Now this is the purpose. Purpose of organizing guidance. The main purpose is the basic purpose of the. Shall we start? Because why simply waste? Now I'll pass on to fourth unit. In that 4.1, the first subunit, purpose of organization of a guidance and counseling circle. See, whatever we have discussed earlier, the importance of guidance and counseling programs, same thing can be written sometimes. See, is another one, this thing very easy in guidance and counseling services. Many things which are interrelated. If that can be changed, even beginning whatever you learned, same thing can be written here also. The purpose. Purpose is nothing but whatever our objective, our uses, advantages, same thing, right? So whatever it may be, let me talk about few things about purpose of organizing guidance service. You all know that, everybody knows. Why do we organize services? To help the students to select the better choices for a selection of course, selection of occupation, or to provide training, to provide guidance, like that way. So for all these purpose only, we organize this guidance and counseling purpose. Very easy, not much difficult. Anyway, let me talk some of the points related to that. See, the basic purpose of the school guidance program is to help each students to progress through school. See, that means here the school main job is to providing education, is to teach all the subjects, whatever the subjects is there in the 8th, 9th, 10th, or maybe 11th or 12th standard, or whatever may be the subjects what they teach. That is the main job of the school. Apart from all these things, so because we have to help the children to selection of in future, selection of a different types of courses, or about progress in the future life. So they have to be successful in the future life. They have to lead happy life, and they should be good citizen to the country. For all those purpose, so helping each student. Mainly, our main purpose is to help each students to progress through the school. So one basic purpose of these things. Next, to achieve a clear understanding and acceptance of himself and herself is her strengths, limitations, interests, aptitudes, skills, abilities, attitudes and drives. See, here mainly our main purpose of guidance and counseling programs in the school, or maybe in the college, or wherever it is. So main idea behind that is to make him to understand his strength, himself or herself. First of all, it's very much required. So one should understand himself or herself. Then what happens? They'll be knowing about what my ability, what are my interests, what are my strengths, what are my limitations, and my aptitude, attitude and ability. When all this drive, urge, whatever this thing, when you understand all these things, automatically you can, based on that, you can select a course, select a different type of things, or select different occupations. So then you can be a successful, person in the society. Otherwise, every time you are facing a lot of problems, then you will not be a success. That will be affect your health, affect your economy, affect your all types of things. Your attitude, all those things. Your performance, when affects automatically, you will not be a success. So for all that, making him or her to understand himself or herself better. So that is very, very important. For that, this guidance and education purposes are organizing that main. Next, to develop his abilities and interests to the extent possible by providing individual appropriate experiences. See, this educational and guidance services or counseling services mainly to help the individual to develop abilities. So not only understanding his weakness, his strength, his interest and so on, and also to improve, to develop, because to modify his abilities. When he improve automatically according to his interest, then definitely he can be a successful man. He can contribute to the development of that profession, or maybe to the country or a society, and he will be worthwhile individual in the society. Right? He must be a productive person. When we say it's a productive person, automatically he must develop his abilities. He must improve, modify his abilities and interest. See, whatever the extent, maximum extent is possible, we will be train to help them to develop all those abilities in his life. Because when the person having some sort of little abilities, if you provide him little training, automatically he will be getting more help, and also will be equipping himself to all the abilities. So providing individual appropriate experience, that means so keeping the individual differences, keeping the individual requirements and also interest based on that abilities, interest. So keeping all, because every individual is different in his abilities, in their all types of attitudes, interest and so on. When they are all unique and different from all these things, so we have to concentrate on individualized wise. That means when you provide them individually, automatically they develop all the abilities. So they equip themselves and they'll be a successful person in the society. So you can provide them different types of experiences. So such a way that definitely we can equip themselves to be a successful man. Right. Then, to understand the choices he faces, the opportunities open to him, and the qualifications required for the goal he sets. See, whenever mainly this guidance and educational services, so will be helping the individual or the people, those who set up their own goal. Once they set up, once they fix up, they are firm in their goal or firm in their aim or the purpose, automatically to achieve that goal, to realize that ability, or realize that whatever the purpose. So all those things, understanding that and providing them an opportunity to realize those things. So this guidance and counsel services, so providing an opportunity for the individual to equip required qualification and also providing them opportunities to achieve the required goal. That means here once gives opportunity and help him to equip all those things, and through that realizing the goal. So that is main services of guidance and counseling services. Then to make his own decisions and plans on the basis of self-understanding, a knowledge of the choices open to him. So mainly here, see, once if we are helping him to understand his strengths and weaknesses and trying to help him to develop all his abilities to the maximum extent, abilities and interests, and based on all these things, so you will be developing the qualities of taking a good decision. So you must take a good decisions. So decision maker is very, very important in the life. In the life, every time, every minute, we are taking a decisions. So that decision should be a good decision. So you must take a good decision. That means, so on his own, not depend on somebody should decide, should not take a decision for him or her. Okay. So for that, what happens? He should take a decision on his own every time, every moment. Maybe selection of courses, selection of occupation, selection of solving his personal problems, or any type of things, day-to-day activities, day-to-day life activities, he must take a proper decisions on his own. So that way, this provides you an opportunity, and also providing some sort of knowledge, or make him to understand himself or herself to take it, and with the use of his own knowledge, or his choices, and he will be taking a good decisions. So that way this provides an opportunity. Right. Then to take an action on the plans he has developed and to achieve adjustment in the new situation. See, the guidance and counseling services mainly whenever he wants to implement some of these, whatever he thought over, he is already planned, he has already got some plans. I want to become like this, I want to implement these things, I want to move along with this type of work. When he decides all these things, automatically he can implement that plans. That means he can take action against whatever the plan he has already planned. So based on that planning, definitely these type of guidance and counseling services helping him to develop the ability to implement, and also to achieve the adjustment in the new situation. That means, so providing some sort of a motivation or an ability or knowledge to take proper adjustment, to achieve proper adjustment in the new situations. Because every moment we will be there some places. I am in that family, how I have to go along with my family, how I should mix with my family, how I should derive happiness in our family. That means you must act according to the situations. So that way, what happens? So this type of guidance and counseling provides you some sort of motivation or some sort of making to understand to move along with the new situations. Then accept the responsibility for his own decisions. See, whatever he has taken decision or implemented decisions, so he has to accept his own maybe mistake, maybe or whatever he is successful in that particular programs. So he must understand that it's because it is his own decision. Because so he should accept whatever if anything happen, if he has success, okay, it's my decision. Like that way, he must accept his own decisions. So that is how it trains. this guidance and counseling services trains him to become a honest man, is honest worker in his whatever the professions or whatever the courses he studies. So that way, accepting all these things and about the implementing or moving or solving the problems. Then, 2, the task of helping each students in making wise decisions and solving the problems. See, this type of guidance and counseling will be helping the mutual help. That means, so developing individual's abilities automatically. Each student's peer group, right, make a mutual helping the individual solving the problems. So you have mostly you have learnt in a socio-cultural theory. In the socio-cultural theory, what happens? Children will learn better when he is mixing, when below average children mixing with a above average children, mixing with a above average, automatically he influences the below average students. So below average students will be learning more and more, learning better, equipping all the skills and abilities. Automatically will come up to the above average students. That way, so that is a social interactions, social gatherings, mixing that influence the children to learn better. Likewise here, even guidance or services, what happens? So helping each individual. That means, so vice versa, mutual help. Through that help, so they'll be making a wise decisions and solving the problems by themselves. By mutually, they'll be solving the problems. Right. Then, discovering the students' potentialities, abilities, interest, etc., to assist them in proper way, in a proper use of all those skills and abilities. See not only this about identifying this thing, but it is discovering some sort of knowing about more and more about a student's potentialities. Because guidance and counseling service, where we are trying to understand the potentialities, abilities, interests, and so on. Through that individual to solve his problems or take a good decisions. So that based on that, we will be able to discover all these things through guidance and counseling programs. Then about understanding and exploiting the students' abilities by teachers to maximize their scholastic achievement. So here mainly through whatever the guidance and counselors is helping give the individual to understand all these things, that will make use of all the teachers. What the teachers will do, teachers will exploit their intelligence. Exploit means so providing some sort of good assignments at highly difficult task to the children. So we are making to train the mind, training the skills, training their ability. That means through that exploiting their intelligence, exploiting their abilities, or exploiting the students' abilities and maximize their all the skills and abilities. Through that they'll making they'll improve their abilities, their interests, and also potentialities. So that's very, very important. Through all these things, what happens? Indirectly, then making, or directly, what happens? We'll be achieving in the academic activities. So this scholastic achievement will be maximum. Through that, what happens when the teachers provides you more and more activities and exploiting and making use of his intelligence, automatically his achievement will be high in the academic activities. So that his achievement will be very higher in the scholastic achievement, in the scholastic purpose. That means, so he will be very scoring high marks in the subject matters. So through that, you can improve a lot of things in the scholastic achievement. Then, if it thus minimizes the chances of failure and wastage of educational interventions and reduces the frustrations in students. See, not only helping improving the abilities and making to achieve the goal and about understanding all these things and all this purpose one side, the other side, which will be these things will be helpful, more and more helpful to reduce reducing about the stagnation, then about stagnation or failures, wastage and stagnation will be reduced, because dropouts, because through guidance and counseling services, what happens, definitely we can providing some sort of motivation, providing some sort of ability. So that way, through that you will be achieving in the academics very high, automatically will continue, will not drop out, will not fail you. So not only that one, that means so many other problems, emotional problems, maybe frustrations, maybe temperament, or any other what you say conflicts, many other things to be resolved that can be solved through this type of guidance and counseling. So all these frustrations or many other what you say problems, personal problems can be solved through these type of things. So that's why these educational guidance purposes, the main purpose is solving their all personal and occasional educational problems. So reducing all emotional aspects of things that way, so that we can avoid about the failure, wastages, and avoid about the personal or what we say emotional problems of the individual, because emotions, IQ, right? For example, that is EQ, emotional quotient, is very, very important. Your emotions or feelings are very, very important in teaching and learning, in the learning process, or whatever you do job, or whatever you do, take up an occupation. So for all those things, your emotions are very, very important. That way, see any negative emotions can be reduced. Negative feelings can be reduced. Through that negative means it's a frustrations or conflicts or any other negative temperament. All these things can be reduced through this. Right? Then, improving the psychological and physical health and efficiency of students. That means here, so through guidance and counseling, definitely we can helping the individual to not only helping individual to develop all your intelligence, your intellectual abilities, and also you will be helping individual to develop what? Psychological as well as physical health. It's very important. Psychologically you must be fit, mentally you must be fit, your mental health should be good, and at the same time your physical health also is required. Your physical health is very, very much required. That means you physically fit, sound mind in a sound body, right? That means one physically fit, automatically you will be other things can be done well. That means psychologically you should also be fit to this thing. So all these things can be, that efficiency of these things can be very much improved. Psychological efficiency, physical physical health, all these things can be very much improved or what is developed through these type of guidance and counseling services, thus assisting them to overcome their defects. So here, and deficiencies, handicaps, disabilities. See here, through all these type of programs, activities or services, definitely we will be helping the individual to overcome many things, overcome defects, problems, limitations, or any disadvantage or any problems he is facing. Those things can be reduced. Then automatically the deficiencies what you faces, deficiencies, because some required skill may not be, you may not possess, that deficiency can be overcome. You can equip that deficiency, overcome the deficiency. Then handicaps, any handicaps, some problems or other things can be overcome those things. And disabilities, any disabilities, such type of maybe mid pronunciation, maybe any type of you take, right, all required to that particular profession or a course. So all those disabilities are there that can be overcome through this type of acquiring some abilities. So that way, so these type of deficiencies can be reduced through that assisting or helping an individual, that can be overcome all the deficiencies through this type of services. It's very important. So that way we will be equipping the individual. Then identifying gifted students and developing enrichment program to stimulate them to pursue excellence in their respective areas. See that whatever these things, guidance and counseling, where we are trying to classify the children into different groups. That means what you can see, a gifted children, then about the dull students or below average, or what you can say, whatever the below average or average students, that can be made groups separate. You can classify the groups. That means through this type of things we can identify those very, very highly gifted children, highly intelligent, so that those students can be used for the betterment of the society or betterment of something. They will be contributing to the some ideas, techniques to the improvement of the society. That way you can identify these services, will be able to identify a gifted children or highly intelligent, and also developing enrichment programs to stimulate them. Some of the programs, to supplement, to add all these things, to equip more and more, maximizing your skills, abilities, interest, and aptitudes, attitudes, and so on. So when you want to maximize, so that some programs to be added, some what you say supplementary programs to be included in these things, and to pursue excellence in their respective areas. So whatever you want to achieve, excellence, whatever you want to achieve in that particular goal. So for all those things, when you want to achieve to the maximum extent, so some supplementary programs to be adopted. So these services will help him to make use of the supplementary programs. Right.